Hi Gemini, welcome back for your soulmate update. Those of you who are new, a very warm welcome. If you're needing a booking, the link is below, and try hello again. Okay, as I've said in the other videos, I am launching a new channel, and that is in January. More information will be coming as it's prepared. But again, the name of the actual channel is directly below. Okay, this is an update from the previous video we did to check in and see where the soulmate energy is. Now, it may be for some of you that the person that you're waiting to come back is in an energy of a soulmate / karmic relationship, or it could be directly you're dealing with a relationship that is a soulmate energy, very separately to that. And energies can bounce back and forward. So we'll tune into the frequency of what's coming through. Okay, in the past, okay, you might have felt very unsafe with some sense of what was going on within the connection. And it might have been in your own kind of feelings about yourself. It might have triggered you to a point where you question that and it come to an end in some shape and form. At the moment, you might be being really critical towards yourself, or you're feeling this frequency directly from your soulmate energy. Moving forward, you're really trying to focus on your finances, trying to get life in order. It might have been that you suffered some sense of losses, or due to the separation, for those of you who this is relevant, it might have directly impacted your heart chakra, your opinion about yourself and needing to end a cycle, so to speak. And also getting to a point where maybe the person was jealous of you or you of them, but regardless, it was like an imbalance within the direct connection. They were very much in their head about what to do. They didn't really know what to do in the past, especially when it came to this, and especially when this ending come about, for those of you who it did. If you're currently together, an ending of a cycle come through, and there was a shift through in a transformation within the direct connection, and neither one of you were quite prepared for the transformations that were going on. Now, either you or your partner currently is getting grounded. Now, when I say this, regardless of the clarity that they weren't having, it could have been the main bugbear within the connection moving forward. Currently, they're getting to the point where they're having a more knowing of what, they're wanting out of life. And it might be that it appears they're moving forward. But within the connection, you might feel that, with things going on around you, they're starting to recoup from this frequency, and it's kind of confusing you. Moving forward, they're wanting to take a leap of faith, but they're feeling very nervous about this. For those of you who are in a partnership, it may be, and I'm going to pull a clarifier because I'm sort of feeling a work energy around you, Gemini. Sort of feels like you've got external situations going on very separate to the connection. Ooh. Yeah, very separate to the home environment. So it might have been for some of you, you were working at home. For others of you, something on that front at home changed, or you had to move home. Might have even been just the direct dynamic, for you personally. But whatever's going on in your life is a direct transformation in your physical life, and it has felt like a huge upheaval. Even if you're directly in the connection, at an emotional level, you're really transforming. And it's almost like you directly are mirroring each other, but one or the other of you isn't handling that transformation as well. You may feel that visually what you're seeing on their side is they're getting off scot-free, or they're actually moving forward and they're handling the frequency better. But in the future, for you personally, even when it comes to finances and you feeling better about yourself or the direct connection, there is room for movement. It is physically moving. Okay. It may be that a friend is helping them at the moment, and you might, if you're not partnered with this person at the moment, you might be getting worried that a friend is more than a friend. But it is, the frequency I'm getting is it does feel directly like a friend, and this person is at an emotional level helping them move to the next level to bring their life back together. It might be for some of them that there's a singular message coming through here, counselling. And that could be for 1 or 2 individuals, but it feels like the approach of what's going on in their life, it may have put pressure on you, but in their life, they're getting their life together, so to speak, after a series of misfortunate events. Now, moving forward, they are still feeling vulnerable, even on the 3D of you thinking, well, gosh, you know, if they've been in a karmic relationship and they've released themselves, you know, why aren't they moving forward? They're dealing with their finances. They're also dealing with their emotions connected to whatever has transpired in their life. And those of you who are in a connection, it might have been that you had to hold the fort up at a financial level while your partner maybe was made redundant for some of you, where the income had changed within the house, and they really had to step up. They were concerned about you. They were concerned about the bigger picture. But there's been a transformation within the connection. How they see others are influencing you. They feel that, you know, there's a lot of burdens on you. So if you are in a direct partnership, they're sort of feeling very remorseful that there's a lot of burdens on you, and they're emotionally dealing with that as well as what they're physically feeling. And if something has transpired between the two of you and you are separated, they're still feeling this regardless. They're feeling guilt connected to it, and that is part of their transformation as well. The movement forward is there is going to be a fresh approach. There could be for those of you who are waiting for this person to come back in, you might be dealing with a child, or you might be taking a direct, fresh approach connected to this moving forward and having to do things in a different way. How others are affecting them. Although they have a friend, they might be sticking quite close to them. Some of the friends have turned their back on them. So there is conflict in their friend domain. And again, it can be a work-related environment where they've really gone into, I'm saying hermit mode. Yeah, it's not of a romantic nature. So if you're directly concerned that perhaps this person has intentions, you're going to have communication in relation to this. For those of you who haven't had communication, they really don't have the feeling for that. They're very fatigued. Okay, what you're wanting to see move forward. You want some hopes in the connection. You want a fresh start. You want to let go of all the worries that has occurred in the past, and you're feeling you need something to believe in, something to move this connection to the next level. What you want to change is maybe the communication style, the give and take within the connection, also the attitudes towards who has the status within the connection. It's almost, it concerns you that they feel that way, but then an aspect of it might be coming through on you, where there could be a fair of, for those of you who it's, how would you put it, having to be coming on your shoulders temporarily. It's something you're learning about yourself. And again, I can, for some of you, feel children directly involved. Okay. Your intentions are, if this can't get balanced, you know, you're going to have to make a decision. It could be for some of you, you're thinking, well, maybe this can't be repaired. And that is the aspect of, you know, a decision you've physically made, especially since moving through to the 16th, which is what this update was for, is, you know, any cycles we're in, we can have a look at both sides, especially if we're thinking of the past, and we can perhaps look at our soulmate or our twin flame and directly bounce back and forward to see what is happening, or what 3D lessons we can learn in order to bring this forward. The 16th is Venus direct, Mercury retrograde. Not the best time to feel grounded, especially when things are going on and there's miscommunication going on. Your intentions are to lessen your burden, okay? But perhaps if some of these, how do I put it? There's a lot's coming through. It's very noisy. Okay. They're saying that if the burdens can be lessened on your side or theirs, the balance can come back. Otherwise, I feel as though some of you may have actually made your mind up in relation to a path forward and feeling overwhelmed by, perhaps for some of you, changes that were not, you know, all to do with work and no love. The love itself is there. The conflict, however, has been tiresome, and you've still got the youth in the connection. It might be a very youthful way of looking at it for their side or your side. But the possible outcome is both of you are afraid that you'll be left out in the cold and you're trying to get the balance back. So again, what I'm hearing is it's really not about the connection. It's very much about external situations, finances, you know, knowing of where the fence is and who belongs in what paddock, so to speak. It's a real strange message coming through. Okay, if you want the communication to be open within the direct connection, or if you're hoping for communication and what to come through, I feel it's going to be very genuine communication, very gentle communication. As long as you both aren't getting triggered and you can be open to that actually happening, I feel you can resolve some of these situations. And you'll probably find that both of you will agree that you're not happy in relation to what is happening right now. But you're not being false to each other. You are being, it's more the fact that the throat, and I can feel the throat chakra, that you're really needing to communicate your truth in relation to what's going on at a 3D level. I do feel that can maybe support both of you through this transition, and those of you who have no direct contact, and this is the energy of what they're physically going through in a different situation, you need to let that finalize and step back and let that kind of come to a close, because it is feeling a little bit messy at the moment. Financially speaking, Gemini, you guys are frustrated on the cash component. You're wondering where to invest, and it doesn't have to be at a monetary level. I'm feeling more at an emotional level. In your love, you're not going to remain in this frequency, not the lower frequency. That again, I'm feeling it's decided. And the path forward is you're really mindful of falseness. You're really cautious now after something that's happened, or a frequency you're directly picking up on. How they're thinking of their finances. With the work they're doing, they're mentally coming out of a prison. So they are doing the work and they are going to free themselves to a point they can get back on track. Now, when it comes to love, for those of you who are separate, it is saying they're leaving a karmic. For those of you who are coupled, it's saying no, they're not having an affair. The path forward, again, they're mirroring exactly the same as you, not wanting falseness. Lessons are learned here. Karmic cycles are ending. Okay, any additional information? Okay, for those of you who are waiting for a relationship to end and you're not interfering in the direct dynamic and you foresaw it coming, it's saying yes, but not yet. It's a process. For those of you who are in this connection, there's certain tests that need to be passed in order to spiritually close this chapter off. Both of you having this communication, I feel, is going to clear that air up. And it doesn't have to be that the relationship ends. It could be a cycle ends. So place it where you will. Otherwise, feel free to book a reading, and I will see you during the month for the updates.